Yes, I did vote last Thursday, and I knew early on that I was going to vote for Ed Davey, so Lib Dem.
Yes, I voted. I've known who I wanted to vote for since I was able to vote. I'm a very strong believer in voting Labour. My mum is actually a nurse, so cuts to the NHS is a big no-no for me.
I did vote, and I've kind of known since elections began who I was going to be voting for as a student.
Online voting, obviously. I know it's obviously a lot of security loopholes, but that would be a lot easier. I think you get younger people coming out to vote.
Yeah, online would be good, I think, for people, definitely. That would get more people voting, I think.
I think it could be drastically improved by being able to vote online. I think that it's a bit archaic to go and vote somewhere else.
Perhaps if they marketed themselves more to the general public, and perhaps people like me specifically who doesn't really know what everyone stands for, and it would be great if they could somehow do that.
I would like to see more status given to mothers, and particularly in the early years. And I don't really think any of the parties address that properly.
None, to be honest. It's just that I wanted a strong candidate who hopefully would look after the future for my children.
I think there's not much representation within the parties in terms of, if you look at the amount of the ratio of women to men.
In the next 5 years, I guess, education for my future children or any younger members of my family matters to me. So I felt like policies on education and how they were going to change childcare rules for free childcare to under threes and that kind of thing, I felt that mattered to me a lot.
Surprised, yeah. I don't know, I really don't know what's happened, but I think there was a lot of people that were undecided, and at the 11th hour they probably played safe.
I was quite shocked in the number of votes that Conservatives won by. I thought it would be closer than that, but I just think that Lib Dems have been in for quite a while now, so I think people just wanted to change.
I think people voted more nationally, and they didn't want a vote that might influence maybe the Conservatives not getting a majority. So rather than maybe not liking Ed Davey, who I think everyone does, they probably voted maybe for Conservatives because they wanted to get the overall majority.
I was not too surprised. I think the majority of people around here probably they're not particularly wealthy, and I think that Labour perhaps will fight for that kind of populace.
I was actually really surprised that most of London had changed to Labour, and then the rest of the country seemed to be all blue.
I wasn't very surprised. I'm not surprised that Lib Dem have crashed in this election because they went back on their policies of last time in the coalition government, and people have lost trust for them. And I feel like Labour have gained popularity, although that showed not in the recent election, but I feel like people are now choosing the best of a bad bunch, and they're only choosing Labour because they don't want to choose Conservative.